Hey gang, it's Pastor Mike. If you didn't recognize me with my glasses on, I'm going to do a quick video today to help you understand with a little more clarity what we have in mind for classroom coaches. Okay, let me give you a little bit of structure first. In both sites, Dublin and Worthington, our organizational structure, for lack of a better phrase, in Kids Community is that we have a site pastor, and under each site pastor there is a coach who is responsible for a particular classroom of families and children. Okay, there are a different number of classrooms at Dublin and Worthington, and there are different sizes. But for the sake of this simple video, there is a coach responsible for a group of families, typically somewhere between 10 and 12 families. Okay, and then, like I said, all those coaches of each classroom are overseen and coached and shepherded and cared for and directed by the site pastor. Now, a classroom coach has three responsibilities. The first one is to ensure the connection and the care of the families in that classroom. Now, to clarify, what we're not asking the classroom coach to do is be the pastor of those families. We're asking the coach to be the eyes and ears of the pastor of those families. In other words, the classroom coach, for practical purposes, would look at the class roster and see that 7 or 8 of those families are in life groups, ideally, and those are then assumed to be adequately connected and cared for. Okay? Then you see that there are another 4 or 5 families in that classroom, and then it would be up to the classroom coach in coordination with the pastor to best facilitate the needs of those families as they should occur, with the primary objective being to get them into life groups. And so a coach is there to try to help those families get connected and cared for, but not particularly or specifically to be the caretaker or the point of connection for them. They are responsible to ensure that nobody in that group of families in that classroom fall through the cracks. The second responsibility that the coach has is to organize a group of teachers to be on a rotation of 5-6 weeks. So a group of 5 or 6 teachers, typically from the parents in that classroom, but not exclusively that. There's certainly others in the church that are gifted in these things. Those that are available and faithful and passionate about that can join that team. But the coach would be responsible for the recruiting of that team and the support of that team. Now, it's important to tangent and make a little comment about what we mean by teacher, because that can mean many different things. What we mean by teacher is someone who is willing to be in the classroom and has the capability, not necessarily the expertise, but the capability and the willingness to communicate a biblical concept to help the children understand at their age range and time of life how to apply that, some sort of a practical application for that biblical truth, and then to generally have a space and time in that classroom where they're also witnessing biblical relationship, love and care and fun and all those things. So to say the word teacher could set the wrong expectation. What we're looking for are biblical facilitators, mentors, helpers, ones that can do those simple things in the classroom. The third thing that a coach is responsible for is to coordinate and utilize the efforts and the energies of a staff person. We recruit, train, and supply a staff person for every single classroom. They are paid and they are there on a week-in, week-out basis. They provide an anchor of familiarity and they do a lot of the heavy lifting. They set up the classroom, they get supplies, they do a lot of those things that otherwise demand time from the normal, empowered Christian that we're asking to simply be a part of the leadership of that room and the oversight of those people. That is really it in a nutshell for a coach.